I only failed on little things. I think those driving examiners enjoy failing people for the fun of it.
Never mind, Mary. You were just unlucky. You took your test at the end of the week. I expect the examiner already had his full quota of passes. Familiar? If you have not said these words yourself, I guess you have heard someone who has said them. Perhaps you have wondered if there were any truth in them. The British driving test has been in existence for more than 75 years, with only minor changes to its present form. Yet, it is surrounded by myths, old wives' tales, and misunderstandings. It is worth thinking about why the myths and misunderstandings persist. I conduct about 2,000 driving tests each year. My experience of seeing all those nervous people is that the ones who succeed are those with the right attitude. The failures blame their failure on anything except themselves. They create the myths in the process, but the fact they have such an attitude to life is the reason they failed. You will pass the driving test because you understand that you are responsible for your own actions. The purpose of the test is to find out if you are ready to be allowed to drive on your own. When I am conducting your driving test, I'm not going to help you get it right. Sure, I will make sure that you don't hurt yourself, or more importantly, me or anyone else. But that's the only help you will get. Does it sound unreasonable? Imagine you are a passenger on a plane. You have just leveled off at 20,000 feet. The flight attendant makes an announcement.
Welcome aboard. Thank you for flying with Fated Flights. I'm sorry that your captain has never been able to get the hang of landing safely. When he was taking his pilot's license, he got a bit nervous, and the examiner had to do it for him. But he worked hard to save the money for his flying lessons, and he is very nice to his mother.
Great. That's okay then. We can all relax. I remember, during a particular test, I had to push the steering wheel hard to the right to prevent a nasty collision with a parked car. That is not unusual, of course. It happens almost every working day. What made it stick in my mind was the candidate's telephone call to my home the same evening.
You have ruined my career. I need a full driving license. You have made a gross error of judgment this morning. I've been back and measured the road, and the parked car. You have no proof there would have been a collision. My friend is a barrister. He will take you to court. Even if you thought there would have been a collision, you should have let it happen. There would not have been much damage. Anyway, the insurance would have covered it.
Even if we would have missed the impact by a couple of millimeters, and I had decided not to take control, I would still have had some bad news for Mary at the end of the test. Relying on luck, rather than judgment, is not something a driver does for very long. There is one certain thing about luck. It runs out.
Yes, of course. I understand. Driving into lumps of stationary metal, even at only 20 miles an hour, is not a good idea. I am not a complete idiot. There is nothing wrong with my attitude. Yet, I'm not entirely sure that I will pass my driving test.
Well, why not?
I have not had enough experience. My instructor still has to give me the odd word of advice when I am not sure what to do, or when I am getting things a bit wrong.
Then get some more experience. By the time you are quivering in the test center, waiting to meet me, you should be able to drive safely for an unlimited period of time, without your instructor having to open his mouth. You should have practiced doing so. Who is going to help you when you have your full driving license, and things get a bit sticky? Remember, if I have to help you on test, we will meet again.
I have got enough experience, but I am still likely to let my nerves get the better of me. I am a quivering wreck before exams. And you are not helping much. You don't sound very sympathetic.
I promise you, I will be as friendly and sympathetic as I can. Of course, you will feel nervous. It is only natural. Sometimes, I see people on driving tests who are so nervous their limbs shake. But, if they know what they are doing, they will pass. People turn right from the left lane of dual carriageways, drive on the sidewalk, pull out in front of trucks, because they do not know any better. Or, they have not had enough experience. Competence overcomes nerves. It really does.
People really do those sorts of things on test. I thought they failed for forgetting to look in the mirror, or crossing their hands on the steering wheel, or exceeding the speed limit.
The myth makers would certainly like you to believe that they, or their pupils, failed only on little things. I will describe in detail the typical causes for failure in a later video. No one can watch one of these computer-generated videos for more than about 5 or 6 minutes. Thank you for watching. And thank you to Mary for being such a wonderful actress.
Thank you, Rob.
Click on my YouTube Namdi Plume to see more of my videos. I hope to see you soon. Have a good life.
And we're out.
That was great, Mary. Where did you get those traces of a South African accent?
You said sidewalk again.
Sorry.